Okay, so we're in a traffic separation scheme again. Yeah, this is you following it down, and you see this yacht on your port side.
Here, as per the crossing situation and standard vessel.
Okay, that's interesting rules. Are you working off scanty information as well? Okay, they are steady and the range is reducing. Would you like to rethink your answer?
Then, in this case, crossing situation, I'm standard vessel. But if she is not taking action, then I'll give 5 short.
Well, do you know how much money that's going to cost you? That's going to cost you somewhere in the region of about £176. Yeah, and I'm going to keep out of the way. Mr. Brandon, you stay on the same ship as Mr. Bender, and we're all right. Karen.
So can you say the situation again?
Okay, so this is you in a traffic separation scheme. You see this yacht on the port side. What action would you take?
I would take a series of compass bearings and determine if risk of collision exists.
Okay, they are steady and the range is reducing.
Then I will reduce my speed in ample time and let her pass.
Why are you taking that action?
Because in Rule 18 it says a power-driven vessel shall keep out of the way of vessel not under command, a vessel restricted on ability to maneuver, a fishing vessel and a sailing vessel.
So who is the giveaway vessel?
I am the giveaway vessel.
So you are the giveaway vessel, yeah? Is there any other information that you can apply to that situation?
Action to avoid collision is Rule 8 comes in here.
Okay, is there any mention of it in Rule 10?
Yes.
And that words of wisdom might be, morning.
Sailing vessel, a fishing vessel, a sailing vessel, a vessel less than, no, not a fishing vessel, a sailing vessel and a vessel less than 20 meters in length shall avoid impeding the safe passage of a vessel, or the passage of a vessel which can safely maneuver only within the
No, that's for Rule 9, where it's a vessel that can only travel inside that narrow channel. It says that a sailing vessel or a vessel less than leisure craft or a vessel less than 20 meters in length should avoid impeding the safe passage of a vessel that is following the lane. Okay? So what am I referring to there? What I've tried to do is just try to say to you, look, in Rule 10 and Rule 9, and believe me, they will dig into this. What is the difference between avoid impeding the passage or avoid impeding the safe passage? Yeah? So our answer for this scenario is that if that's all he's giving you, that's all you're going to be asking. Yeah? So under Rule 18, I am the giveaway vessel, and I should take action accordingly. If, however, it puts me into a close quarter situation with another vessel, then it's impeding my safe passage, and I would sound 5 short and rapid blasts. Yeah? Okay? To indicate that I can't do.
So can we apply rule number 18 here? Because except where rule number 9, 10 and 13.
Yes,
so
but
we cannot say that I'm the giveaway vessel here, but I can say I still expect her not to impede my passage.
Well, the strange thing is that it doesn't say. This is the difficulty of avoid impeding. Rule 18, it says, Rule 10 says, all other rules apply in these scenarios. So vessels in sight of one another, it also applies in vessels not in sight of one another, doesn't it? Rule 10. But it says that I am the giveaway vessel in this case. However, she should avoid impeding my safe passage. Yeah? I have to, if I can take action, I would do. In this scenario, you can take action, Rosbin. What would you do?
I will slow down and let him pass.
I think that's the right answer for this scenario. Yeah? To slow down and let him pass ahead. Yeah?
Excuse me, sir. One thing is, if regarding this passage or safe passage. If I have a sufficient sea room, means no ship is behind, and I can alter also. So it is necessary. So I can give him 5 or more short and rapid blasts because he is not impeding. He is on impeding my passage, but not my safe passage. So it's
If-
still.
If it's difficult for you to manoeuvre and you're looking at your particular type of vessel and the scenario that you're looking at, yeah, you would say that's what I would expect you to explain, yeah, is that under certain circumstances, yeah, I am the giveaway vessel. However, he should avoid impeding my safe passage, yeah, and on some cases you would take action, on others you wouldn't. So all the time you are assessing what if he doesn't take action, what if he does take action, no?
But
So-
that 5 or more short and rapid blast is given by the stand-on vessel.
That's by the
So if I'm giveaway vessel, I cannot sound that.
No, you can't. In this particular case, it's showing. It says that I could. It says it in Rule 9 that I can sound 5 short and rapid blasts to indicate I'm unsure of your intentions. Yeah.
One more thing, sir. In this scenario, alteration of course to starboard.
Well,
How-
you could alter course to start, but I think that if he's going to do anything, yeah, he's going to come to starboard, isn't he? Or he's going to try and join the lane. Yeah. Your best bet in this scenario, I think, is to slow down, anticipate that's what it's going to be. Yeah. He can't say you're on. You could parallel his course and take him. Yeah. Okay.
Can he alter course to port? Go in the race or
You could alter course to port, yeah, because you are the giveaway vessel as opposed to taking action as a stand-on vessel. However, in this particular case, that's taking you into the opposite lane, taking you away. To starboard, there is plenty of space. I'm not saying you can't. Circumstances of the case would it doesn't say in the rules that you can't.
She can take action at the last moment because
She
she's
may-
not supposed to.
You know
impede
that she will, yeah. You know that she will.
So if we
But
go to
just
port
recently,
and she
but
can-
just recently we've just had this situation coming into Southampton, where they clipped one, the racing coming through the narrow channel there, and they didn't get out of the way. So you are the giveaway vessel. You would be at fault. So
So in this scenario, better action is to reduce speed.
I think so.
Since you alter course to port, I think we're making more clear what a decision if she alter course to starboard. Or she's
An alteration of course to starboard would be more preferable.
more preferable.
Yeah, I wouldn't go to personally. I wouldn't go to port, and I would suggest to you that you slow down and let them pass as the best, safest answer. You should have your engines ready for immediate manoeuvre for every situation. Yeah. Okay.
Excuse me, sir. So under which rule you mentioned that the vessel is the giveaway vessel? Under which rules?
This one
Yeah.
under Rule 18.
Rule 18 doesn't apply here, sir.
Oh, that's interesting.
Right?
Why?
We have
Why,
rule
Jen?
number 9, 10 and 13.
Otherwise
No,
required.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. It says that in Rule 10, yeah, all other rules apply. It says in Rule 18, other than in Rule 9, 10, and 13.
What
yeah?
do they imply then? What do
What-
they
what
actually
does
mean
rule
by
10
that?
say?
Okay, what do they mean by that? Well, let me just say that there are concessions in those rules for close quarter situations for vessels, fishing vessels, sailing vessels, and that's what they're talking about. Small vessels in congested waters. Yeah? And in those cases, it says quite clearly that a powered vessel shall give way. However, it doesn't say in those rules that the sailing vessel or the yacht should give way. It says should avoid impeding. And it's very grey. It's very grey. But it says quite clearly that all of the rules apply. And it does say in 18 that powered vessels shall keep out of the way of NUCREM fishing and sailing. So I think that you're not quite right in saying that Rule 18 doesn't apply.
But
I
actually,
think better we don't mention in this case.
Well, I'm
rule
afraid
number 18.
he's actually going to come in and give you, if you've got some questions coming, then it's in this particular area. and I'll show you. It's this one, and it's this one. If I can get this ship on.
It's very clear in process situations.
Okay,
She's the giveaway vessel, the big bulk.
that's right.
What signal is
But so you're going to maintain your course and speed, are you?
with extreme caution?
Can I ask where you took your tickets? Or were you at Lowestoft? No, I'm here. Okay.
This is CBD.
This is CBD now. The CBD says, yeah, that although I am the stand-on vessel, I should avoid impeding the safe passage of this vessel. And it says quite clearly that I should slow down, yeah, or I should give sufficient sea room for this vessel.
So that is
CBD ample time.
He's CBD.
CBD, all right, yeah.
Well, I just, sorry, did you not see?
I didn't see that, so sorry.
Sorry, this is CBD, and this is, they're all in the same. All around about this avoid impeding or safe passage. Can I explain to you my interpretation of why fishing vessels have to give way to any vessel?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Let me just take us out of the traffic separation scheme to open water. And I have this vessel. You're on this fishing vessel. Yeah, we're in open water and you see the sailing vessel on your port side. Who is the giveaway vessel? I think we better just look at Rule 18, and it says that a sailing vessel shall
Yeah.
give way, yeah,
18B.
to a fishing vessel, REM and NUC. Yeah? So would you agree with me now? Yeah?
18B.
So here we've got the fishing vessel giving way to sail, because that's what it says in Rule 18. Okay?
No, sir.
No, opposite one.
Sorry. Sailing vessel shall give way to the fishing vessel. Yeah? So the sailing vessel is the give way vessel in this particular case. Yeah? Whether she's over here or on a port side. Yeah? Can a sailing vessel use the traffic separation scheme?
Can, but it can also use the inshore traffic.
Okay, if you have a, yes, she can, but we had one of the sail training vessels, the large sailing vessels that are going through, she can, more than 20 metres in length, yeah, she can use the traffic separation scheme and stay inside, yeah. If I was to put this vessel here now, who is the give-way vessel, the sailing vessel or the fishing vessel?
Fishing vessel is the giveaway vessel.
Okay, so under Rule 18, the sailing vessel is the give-way vessel.
But fishing vessel
Fishing vessel
shall
is the
not
giveaway
impede the
vessel, shall not
passage.
impede the passage of any vessel.
No, that's what it says. Yeah, but under 18, the sailing vessel shall keep out of the way of the fishing vessel.
Now
Yeah.
you can
She
say
can
probably
give
except where
5
rules
short
9, 10 and 21.
Yeah. Now, this is before in open sea. Then the sailing vessel was the give-way vessel between the fishing vessel. Yeah. Now in the traffic separation scheme,
Fishing vessel.
it's saying that this vessel shall avoid impeding the passage of any vessel.
Oh my god, so what's the right answer then?
So this is the vessel, yeah. She is the give-way vessel, yeah. But this vessel should avoid impeding the safe passage of her. You're not going to get this question, but it's just trying to explain what the two differences are between safe passage and the passage of any vessel.
I'm neither going to be a master, none of this.
Right. Well, okay. We need to know these things. Yeah. You need to have it sure in your head who is the give-way vessel and what does it mean by avoid impeding. Yeah? I can tell you that quite clearly in the orals they are going to ask you situations that are clear. Who is the give-way vessel? That's what you have to answer. Yeah. And the other part is, however the other vessel should. Yeah. Okay. Just do one more, so that we have this vessel. Two vessels. Yeah. I have this vessel fine on my starboard side. This is you. We're on now. Okay. Can you see?
Where are we?
This is you. Open water. Open water. Yeah. Okay, what action would you take in this scenario?
Take a series of compass bearings.
K. 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 Not Karen, sorry.
Yeah. Take a series of compass bearings, see the circulation.
Okay, what would you expect to happen? What would you think you'd see at night on this vessel?
Two master lights almost in line with the green light.
Would you see that?
Might be with a sector cut-off.
Okay, well that's where I'm trying to get to. Okay, where does the? I'll stay with you, Steve, for a second. Okay, I'll come back to you. Yeah, tell me about the cut-offs for the lights.
It's a varying strength up to about 5 degrees for the side lights.
3 degrees for the side lights, 5 degrees for the masthead lights and stern light. Yeah. So what we're saying is that as this vessel, you should be able to see this green side light on the port bow up to about 3 degrees. It's starting to diminish in intensity, and this one you'll see. Whoops. This one you'll see up to 3 degrees on the starboard bow. So if we have this scenario at night, and I can't show you the distance because of this has to be dead ahead. If she starts to move onto the starboard side, then I'm going to see the port side light starting to cut out and the angle between the two masthead lights starting to open up. Yeah. What does the rule say, or what's your interpretation for the head-on situation? Simon, which company are you with and what type of vessels?
Offshore.
You're offshore. With DOF? Okay. What does Rule 14 tell us? How do we distinguish between head-on and nearly head-on?
You can see the masthead lights nearly in line between the side lights, or during the day, same kind of aspect.
Okay, doesn't it say that you should be able to see the masthead lights in line or nearly in line and or both side lights? Yeah. So what it's referring to is that I need to see both the side lights. Yeah. However, it says if you're in doubt, then you should assume that the situation is and take action. What action would you take in this? I'll bring back to K. Yeah, it's a steady bearing, range is reduced. What would you expect the bearing to do?
Not gradually.
Yeah, it's not going to change dramatically, is it?
Yeah.
Because? Because the aspect of the heading. Yeah. Okay. What do you know about the speeds, though?
Speed.
Well, what type of vessel are you on?
LNG.
You're an LNG. What speed does she do? Service speed?
18
18 knots.
knots.
Rosbin, what are you on?
KLCCs.
VLCC. What's your speed?
About 15 knots.
Okay, so that's what it is, a VLCC. So you've got a combined speed together, a head-on situation. It's closing rapidly, isn't it? Yeah. So we've got what, 31 knots. Yeah. What action would you take?
Deduction in time.
What action would you take in?
All the attrition goes to starboard.
Okay, and what would you consider to be a safe distance?
Safe distance, I think about 8 miles, 10 miles.
CPA, 8-10 miles?
Oh, you mean CPA?
Yeah, sorry.
CPA.
Okay. Because of the closing distance, we need to make a bold alteration so as to give you that 2 miles. To do that, then you've got to be, as you're saying, you've got to be taking it early, quite early, otherwise, or it's a very broad alteration of course that you're taking. Yeah. What would you, because we've also got to think about what action you would do if you come up onto the bridge and you see a scenario like this.
In open water, what kind of CPA are you looking for?
Well, it varies, doesn't it? I'm leaving it open because it's different types of vessels have different CPAs. You're in a very manoeuvrable vessel. You may well think half a mile is adequate, but on a VLCC, what in your standing orders? What are you going to tell your junior officers?
Not less than 2 miles?
At least 2 miles.
Yeah. So it does vary. You have to. It's explaining yourself why and under what situations. Yeah. What I would say to you is this, Simon. Would you have in your vessel? Would you like to have somebody half a mile on your starboard side, or half a mile on your port side? Neither. Okay. Would you like to have a mile on your starboard side or a mile on your port side?
We're talking about going passing.
Yeah, in a head-on situation. What I'm trying to get at is that there are differences, isn't there? In some circumstances, I'm prepared to accept a closer CPA on my port side than I am on my starboard, because I can always move further to starboard if that was the case. Yeah, and I'm always trying to keep my starboard side clear. Not. I don't want to go. I'm not trying to say to you to be unsafe or not, but there are situations that you will be prepared to accept a closer CPA. It would be on the port side rather than on the starboard side. How do you, Varun? Yeah. How do you calculate CPA? How do you work out CPA on your vessel, on these two vessels? Say, how would you work out that information? By ARPA. What do you think the errors are in ARPA? If it gives you a CPA of say half a mile,
This could be might be less.
might be. Sorry, I just come out from underneath that. Might be less. What do you think? Does anybody know for sure what they are? What I want you to do, just write down. What do you think the error is for CPA on ARPA? Just write something down. What do you think the errors are for course? You know when it works out course speed, CPA, TCPA. What do you think the standards allow you? Because it's really interesting. You all got an answer?
Yeah, very good.
If you've got anything between 0.5, well it's 0.7 cables or 0.70 miles, yeah, up to 7 cables for the CPA and the arc. For the speed, it can be up to, well, just short of a knot, and for course it can be up to 4 degrees. Okay? So the course and speed are not that particular, because we're working out generally he's heading in this direction. Yeah? But for CPA, we use that an awful lot. Yeah. So might be an idea just for you to have a look at the standards for ARPA.
So can you repeat the one for the CPA?
CPA is 7 cables, up to 7 cables. It varies for the angle that it comes
Anything
in.
for TCPA?
TCP, to tell you the truth, I haven't got that in my head.
What's the source of this information, sir?
Well, the source of the information is the interaction between the radars and the collection of the electronic information. So it's the errors that what's allowed in the standard.
So 7 cables more or less.
7 cables up to 7 cables.
So,
So it might be 1 cable, but it might be 7 cables.
But no, up
Yeah.
to 7 cables.
Up to 7 cables. Okay.
4 degree.
Change of track. Change of tack. I brought some plotting sheets up for you guys, and just in case you want to take some back yourself. So I have half an hour or so of restricted visibility. Yogi, which rules apply on restricted visibility?
Rule number 19, sir.
He's not very savvy.
4 to 90.
49.
4 to
4 to 10.
10. 90.
And 90. That's a better answer. Okay, so for vessels in or all situations, so rule 5, look out, 6, safe speed, 7, risk of collision, 8, action to avoid, 9, narrow channels, and 10 in TSS, as well as the vessels in and around restricted visibility. Okay, so I think we're up to, who are we up to? Oh, let's. Okay. Okay, so we're heading. Let's take it northeast. Okay.